Welcome. This is your host, Will Leviton, motivational speaker, and you're here to watch Demand Access Write Your Own Destiny podcast, episode 6. We'll be talking about trust, honesty, and loyalty, and building our core values. So let's get to it. Welcome. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well. You guys are staying safe during this time. Just follow all the protocols, and I'm sure you'll be fine. Hope everybody's here to grow. Hope everybody's growing, progressing, all that good stuff. But since you guys are here, thank you. Thank you guys for watching. I do this for you guys, and I definitely want everybody to succeed and reach their goals. We all have goals, and sometimes it's nice to get advice from somebody who's reached some type of level. It doesn't matter what type of levels. We could always learn from someone. So thank you guys for watching, the faithful fans, and let's get going. Let's get to it. Welcome to the Demand Access podcast. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about trust, honesty, and how that can build loyalty. And the first thing we can bring it to is being honest and trusting yourself. I think that's the first thing, because we got to build those core values, right? Because those core values that build our character, that's what people are going to be looking for. That is what's going to attract all the opportunities. That is what's going to, bring you forward and help you progress, right? So there's confidence, there's having integrity. There's many values, and everybody's values are different. But I think this one value that we need is, trust, honesty. That's what we need. And another value, of course, loyalty. But, having trust and being honest, that's definitely something everybody needs in their character. And for me, as a young kid, I didn't really have that in my core values. I'll be honest, I did not have that at all. I just did whatever it made me feel. If it benefited me, I just did it. And that was the wrong way to look at things. And so I had to really sit down and talk to myself, talk to my inner self about my trust and honesty. And when I was able to do that, I was able to see things in a different light and flourish different. Especially the time when I wanted the scholarship and I wanted to be a basketball player. I wanted to play college basketball because coming out of high school, I was just going to be a regular student at the University of Rhode Island. I may have gotten a TD scholarship, which was an academic one. I never got that athletic scholarship. I saw my friends become scholarship players and scholarship athletes and play at a school that pays for them and doing their commitment and all that. And that was it was so discouraging for me, because I love the game so much and I worked so hard, but there was just some things that hindered me from my success at that time. And so as I embarked on this new journey, I knew I had to be different. I had to think differently. And I had to move different. I had to act different. And it had to start with myself. And so I remember, as I'm coming up with the goals of what I want, my college career, what do I want? I had to be honest with myself and tell myself things like, listen, in order to reach this goal, Will, you gotta understand that you're not going to be the fastest one. You're not going to be the strongest one. You're not going to be the best one. So, you must focus on all the qualities that you do have, what's true about you, and enhance them. And having a big voice, I didn't realize. At first, I thought it was annoying because I talk a lot, and people tell me I talk a lot, about having that energy to talk all the time and having a loud voice. That was one thing I could use to my advantage. Having the ultimate worth ethic, I'm talking about pushing myself to my limits, like that was another talent that I had, because people could be faster than me, stronger than me, and all that good stuff, but they couldn't work harder than me. That was something like I took pride in. Like I would not let someone work harder than me, push themselves more than me. I had to push myself to the limit. And once I started focusing on those true things about myself, everything opened up. Like it was like everything just started opening up for me, and the opportunities came. And when the opportunity came, I took full advantage. I was able to flourish, right? As a team manager, that work ethic that I had, I put it towards working out the other players and pushing them hard. So now my work ethic was being used as a tool to help other players become better. And the coaches noticed it. And I didn't come in being all loud. I just came in, I was myself, and I was being my true self. And my true self happened to be I love to work out, and I love to work hard, and I like to push myself. And that character of mine, it started to become contagious, and that's where I met Stan, who was my best friend. I met Stan, and I remember after the first practice, I said, yo, let's work out. And I know he looked at me funny, and I was like, no, we got to work on this jump shot. Let's work out. Let's get better. And then from there, we just kept working out every day. And then the coaches started to see the improvement. And then they started telling me, a team manager, while they go on their away games, because Stan was a transfer, so he had to sit out a year. So once they went on their away games, I was able to train Stan. And the coaches would like text me, like, make sure he's in the gym, make sure you have him doing this. And I did it. And I worked them out, and then I started working out. And then after Stan, I started working out other players: Jared Terrell, Hassan Martin, Karan Iverson, Jarvis Garrett. Like I started working out everybody. You see, Matt, I started working out everybody. So you see, that's why. But they all started from being truthful for myself and understanding what's true about me and how I can enhance them. And when you do that, I mean, like I said, everything starts to open up, and then you can only guess what kept happening. I kept bigger roles, and I become, from team manager, I become a player, and then I'm still the same, but now I'm bringing energy and practice, right? When people are down, they miss a bad shot, I'm the one that screams, yo, you got it, let's go, you've been working, and then I'm giving energy in games. After timeouts, I'm going in their ear, and I'm telling them, yeah, this is what you have to do, this is what you did different, I saw you do this in practice, try it here, you know what I'm saying? Because I was so attentive. And that's another thing, another thing I told myself is I'm very attentive when it comes to the sport of basketball, or when it comes to anything. I pay attention to a lot. That causes me to overthink. When I pay attention a lot, causes me to overthink. So that's another thing. So like all these things that I'm being truthful about to myself, I was able to use them to my advantage. And you can do the same as well. Use all of those things to your advantage, right? Don't tell yourself the truth about yourself and then you're looking at all the disadvantages. Why would you do that? Like, we're not worried about that. We're not worried about this. We're worried about things that can get us ahead, things that can help us move forward, things that can help us climb. Because everybody's climbing. But to climb at a faster rate than everybody else, you got to use your advantages to the best of your ability. And after that, after establishing that as your values, and I didn't establish it yet, so it's going to all come in full circle. Well, I kind of did establish it, but I established it in a different way. So that was establishing it with myself, being true to myself, establishing it with myself. A couple years before that, when I was in high school, I had to establish that with my mother and my family, because I wasn't the honest person. I wasn't as honest as I would say that I am now, especially with my mom. I mean, we all have things that we hide from our parents, right? We're not going to lie about that, right? So we all have things that we hide from our parents. And I hid a lot of stuff from my mom. And it just, I didn't realize how much it hurt her. Because that's the thing. When we lie and hide things, we only look at the benefit for us. So it's like we think if we lie now, it's not going to hurt. But actually, finding out the truth from somebody else and finding out the truth later hurts more than the initial lie. So But I didn't get that. I just said, you know what, I can just, you know, if I just lie, everything will be okay. And 5 months, a year from now, if the truth comes out, the truth comes out, but get over it. But no, that's not how it works. And I just kept doing it, and it just became a habit of mine. Yeah, it became a habit of mine. And then there was a certain instance where I had to just, tell my mom what happened. I mean, I'll keep it real. I mean, I got into a little situation that caused me to leave a school. It was nothing bad. It was nothing. But I got into a little situation, and I thought my mom would be like fairly disappointed in me and mad. But when I told her the truth and the exact truth of what really happened, she wasn't even mad at me anymore. She wasn't even mad. She was more happy. I mean, she was disappointed what happened, that I had to change schools, but she was happy that, that I was able to tell her the truth. And then from there on, everything, I just told my mom the truth, and my mom just knows everything. I'm very transparent with my mom. I let my mom know everything. She lets me know everything. And it just builds that strong bond. And now me and my mom have an unbreakable bond forever. And it just started from, it's not only about loving her, respecting her, and doing what she says. It's about, being honest to her and being a trustful person, because I trust my mom more than anybody in the world. I can tell her anything, and she'll help me. And for you guys, you may have somebody or someone in your family that you trust so much, but once you break that trust, what happens, So like, I would just say, like, try to be as honest. Just try it out, Before you say that lie, just say, you know what, let me be as honest, because you don't know how the other person's going to feel. And when you don't know, you're never going to know what the other person's going to feel. You could think about it and start to understand, but you're not going to know how the other person feels when you just think about yourself and how it benefits you. And that's wrong. And just when you build on that, it just becomes a lot easier, and it just becomes second nature. If you lie so much, it becomes a habit. If you tell the truth so much, that could become a good habit. So let's and that could be used from there. That could be used with your friends. See, because that's how it works. You got to understand. That's where integrity comes in. That's why I like the word integrity, because to have integrity is understanding that you have to be the same everywhere you go. You can't be this person here and then not this person when you're over here. It doesn't make sense. Then you're just being a two-faced, and you're lying to yourself. You're not being honest with yourself. And that's where I started to really understand that I had to be honest. If I'm honest with my mother, first of all, if I'm honest with myself and truthful to myself, I can be honest to my mother, honest to my family. If I'm truthful to them and honest to them, I can be honest with my friends. And then it just builds up, and then it just comes full circle. And I wasn't honest with my friends either. And I've been through a lot of experiences with that, and then again, I'm thinking, if I just lied, it doesn't work. You just went back. I reverted back to it, right? And that's another thing. When the situation gets crazy, people tend to revert back to who they really are, that character. See, that's why I say we must establish that. Let's establish that as one of our core values. The truth, the honesty, the love. We got to establish that, because when tough times come to shove and come to pull us away, we got to be able to stay that true inner self, the one that we built, the one that can't be broken. We need that. And so dealing with certain experiences, I reverted back because I wasn't fully committed to my values. I wasn't fully committed to my character, and you got to be fully committed to that. And it definitely ruined a lot of relationships with friends. Even a relationship with a woman. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I was the best boyfriend. I'm not gonna sit here and say that. I mean, we all have faults. We all make mistakes. But it's about learning from them. I didn't really learn from them. I kept doing the same thing. I'm lying. A lot of times lying is definitely the not being loyal and not being trustworthy or honest. That's definitely, I think, the number one underlying thing that just breaks up relationships with friends, family, and with a significant other. And now, I could say now, like I'm starting to really understand it now. And because by being honest and being truthful, you can then earn someone's loyalty and you earn their loyalty. But if you don't have the, if you can't be honest or you can't be trustworthy or you can't be trusted, it's just that loyalty is not going to be there. And that's with everything. That's not even with just friends, significant other, and families. Like, that's with everything you do. A boss, a coach. It comes full circle. So that's why, remember that you need that, and you need to be able to have that in your character, because that's what attracts people. That's what attracts the good things in life. Like, just who you are as your character. Like, who are you? Who am I? When people say my name, what can they say? When they say your name, what can they say? Right? And we have to understand that. And especially, if you get in a relationship with a significant other, that you have to remember that that's a different ball game. It's different from family and friends, right? That's a whole different ball game. That's you inviting somebody into your life, and you're inviting them into their life, and you're supposed to help each other. And when there's mistrust and no loyalty and no honesty, then that's when the friction and the fights happen and the toxic things happen. And so you must eliminate that. And even if you are in one, and let's say things went bad, you guys, there was mistrust, there wasn't loyalty, there was wrong things going on. If you're going to continue that relationship, if you really want to continue that relationship, you must really ask yourself and be honest with yourself and say, hey, you know what? I think this is the person that I want to be. I know this is the person that we vibe. This person makes me happy. Let me change my ways and accept responsibility. And then you really have to change your ways and accept responsibility, because trusting somebody is hard. It's hard to trust somebody when they do wrong to you. It's really hard. And I'm starting to understand that. Even with friendships in the past, that it's really hard to trust someone when they're not doing you right. And even when you're not doing anything wrong anymore, and you're being as honest as you can be, and you're being trustworthy, and you're being loyal, they're still hurt from what happened in the past. So that's what you have to understand. That's why being trustworthy and being honest and having loyalty, that's got to be in your core values, man. It has to be, because those are really important. That's what builds relationships. That's what makes them stronger. And if you don't have that, you're going to end up just breaking and ruining relationships all over your life. And it's just going to steer you in the wrong direction. So that's what I would say. I mean, I'm not perfect. We're not all perfect. But the greatest thing that I think God gives us is the gift of life. And He gives us every day, every second, every hour that you breathe, like every minute. Like, He gives you every day to be a better person. And He's not done with me. He's not done with you. He's watching everything. And so you got to understand that every day is a blessing. And so bring a blessing to other people. Be a blessing to other people. Don't be something negative. Be something positive. Because the more positivity you can bring, the more positivity will come to you, and the more opportunities, and you'll just live an amazing life with amazing relationships with your family, amazing relationship with your friend, and the best relationship with your significant other. Thank you guys for tuning in. That is the Demand Access podcast. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys can take these tips, this advice, and put it in your everyday life. And let's be stronger. Let's grow. Let's climb. Let's be the best that we can be. Let's demand access. Thank you.